Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're here because today we're going to talk about a coin that looks ordinary, but can actually be worth a lot of money. We're talking about the 1971 Eisenhower dollar coin. You might think, it's just a big old dollar coin, but hold on. Some of these coins are super rare and have been sold for thousands of dollars. That's right, what looks like a regular dollar could actually be a small treasure. So if you've ever found one of these coins in your drawer, maybe in an old coin collection or given to you by a grandparent, you'll definitely want to watch this video until the end. We'll go over where this coin came from, why it's special, what types exist, what kinds of rare errors people are looking for, and how much these coins can really be worth today. I'll explain everything in a super easy way, so even if you're brand new to coin collecting, you'll understand. Let's start with the history behind the Eisenhower dollar. This coin was first made in 1971. Before that, the United States had not made a dollar coin since 1935. So after more than 35 years, the US Mint decided to make a new one. But this wasn't just any coin. It was made to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who passed away in 1969. Eisenhower wasn't just a president, he was also a five-star general in World War II and one of the most respected leaders in American history. The coin was also made to celebrate the Apollo 11 moon landing, which happened in 1969. That's why on the back of the coin, you'll see an eagle landing on the moon. That design was based on the patch worn by the astronauts on the Apollo 11 mission. So this one coin is a tribute to both a president and one of the greatest achievements in space history. That makes it pretty special already. Now let's talk about what these coins are made of and the different types that were made in 1971. Not all Eisenhower dollars are the same. The most common ones were made for everyday use and were made of copper nickel. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. If your coin has a D on it, it means it was made in Denver. If there's no letter, it came from Philadelphia. But there's another version that's more rare. The San Francisco Mint made a special version of the Eisenhower dollar that has 40% silver in it. These silver coins were not made for regular use in stores. They were sold directly to collectors. Some of them are proof coins, which means they were made with extra care to look shiny and detailed. Others are uncirculated, which means they were never used or touched by hand. If you find one of these silver versions in good condition, it could be worth a lot more than $1. Now let's get into the fun part: what makes some of these coins valuable. Most 1971 Eisenhower dollars are not worth much more than face value. If it's old, scratched, and worn out, it might only be worth $1 or $2. But there are some coins that are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and here's why. First, there are mint errors. These are mistakes that happened while the coin was being made. For example, some coins were struck off-center, which means the design is not lined up correctly. Others might have been double-struck, which gives the design a doubled look. Some might be struck on the wrong type of metal, like a coin that was supposed to be made from nickel but was struck on a silver blank. These kinds of mistakes are very rare, and coin collectors love them. That's why people are willing to pay big money for error coins. Some of these coins have sold for $3,000, $5,000, and even over $8,000 depending on the error and the condition. Another thing that makes a coin valuable is the grade, which means the condition it's in. Coin grading goes from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. If you have a 1971 Eisenhower dollar that is in mint state, especially graded MS-65, MS-66, or higher, then you might have something special. Coins in this condition are hard to find because most coins from 1971 were used in everyday life and got scratched, nicked, or worn down. If your coin looks brand new and shiny, with no scratches or dents, it's worth getting it checked by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will give it an official grade and seal it in a protective case, which can help you sell it for a better price. Even among regular coins, some small details can make a big difference. For example, some of the 1971 Eisenhower dollars from the San Francisco Mint have a different type of lettering or slight design changes. These small details are known as varieties. One rare variety is the friendly eagle reverse, which looks slightly different from the regular version. If you know what to look for, these varieties can also be worth extra money. So, how can you tell if your coin is valuable? Here are some simple tips. First, check the mint mark. Look right above the date on the coin. If you see a D, it's from Denver. If there's no letter, it's from Philadelphia. If you see an S, that means San Francisco, and it could be a silver or proof coin. Next, check the edge of the coin. If it has a reddish copper stripe, then it's probably a copper-nickel coin. But if the edge is solid silver or gray all around, you might have a 40% silver version. Then, look closely for any unusual details. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Look for things like doubling in the letters or numbers, off-center images, or any weird cuts or shapes on the coin. If anything looks unusual, it might be worth getting a second opinion. You can take it to a local coin shop or send it to a grading service. Let's talk about some real-life examples. A 1971 D Eisenhower dollar graded MS-66 sold at auction for more than $7,000. A rare proof silver coin from the San Francisco Mint sold for over $4,000. And an error coin with a double strike or wrong planchet has sold for as much as $8,000. These are real prices that people have paid. So yes, it's possible that the coin you have sitting in a box somewhere could be worth way more than you think. Even if your coin isn't worth thousands, it's still a cool piece of history. It represents an important time in America, the legacy of President Eisenhower and the excitement of landing on the moon. Plus, collecting coins can be a fun hobby that helps you learn about history, money, and even science. So the next time you find a 1971 Eisenhower dollar, take a closer look. Don't just spend it. Check the mint mark, look at the edge, see if it has any strange features, and think about its condition. You never know, you could have a rare and valuable coin in your hand. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. I post more content like this all the time, covering coins, paper money, collectibles, and more. And if you've ever found a rare Eisenhower dollar or any interesting coin, tell us your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it.